Kentucky out of poverty and distinguish ourselves from all the other states by finally standing for human rights in America once again. Finally standing for the proposition that as American and citizens of the Constitution of the United States, we are indeed endowed by our Creator with life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Now, that's in the Declaration of Independence, so it's not a law on the federal level. But the Constitution of the state of Kentucky is the most people-friendly Constitution ever written. And the #1 section of the Constitution of the state of Kentucky is that you are entitled by your Creator to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and it's a constitutionally ruled guarantee. We're going to start implementing that once more. I think it's the role of government to uplift and enlighten and educate and ennoble people, not to press them down and ban them and try to limit their human behavior. You know, if people abuse of freedom, you don't take it away from them, you educate them in its use. And that's what Thomas Jefferson said, and I think that's the way we ought to re-implement it here in the state of Kentucky. Now, do we have a chance to win? We have a hell of a chance to win. Last week, we got the endorsement of the United Mine Workers of America, the longest, the biggest, longest union, the oldest union in the state of Kentucky, the one who has stood for, I mean, they are the face of the Democratic Party. They are the heart and soul of the Democratic Party, but they know they have been abandoned by the Democratic Party. They endorsed us a year in advance through their normal endorsement because they're telling the Democratic Party it doesn't make any difference who you put up. We don't buy your bullshit any longer. And we want somebody up there who's going to stand for the working men and women of the state of Kentucky. They do, the miners, their voice, their face is that of all the working men and women in the state of Kentucky who earn their wage by their labor. Those are the people who are shouldering the burden of paying the taxes that are being squandered by the corruption in Frankfurt. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not our money, it's not the government's money, it is your money. You know, it is not their freedoms up there, it is your freedoms. And I'm going to lead those people into recognizing to get off the backs of the people, to start doing the people's work once again instead of letting partisanship triumph over people each and every time like it does now. We need 400,000 votes to win this race, folks. That's 10% of the population. The colonial revolution was carried off with less than 10% of the population. Half the population of colonial America didn't want the revolution. They'd rather go along with King George. Luckily, we don't have to have a majority of the people. We have to have a majority of the votes, which is a big difference. We need 10% of the population of the state of Kentucky to vote us in order to win this thing. And so that's already done. We don't need to change anybody's mind. There are already multiple numbers of people enough to win this. We just need to get them to go to the polls. That's what this is all about. That's why Dee and I have been going on for the last 10 months. Meeting in small places like this. We need 400,000 people to win this thing. You all are enough. You could affect 1,000 votes by the time this race rolls around. If you get on your internet, you get on your Facebook, you play in front of crowds and talk about it. And please don't be ashamed to talk about it, folks, because this is going to be your best chance ever in your lifetime to vote directly for a political effort that's going to ensure your individual freedom. There's nobody else like Dee and I anywhere in America. You know? I mean, you know, I might not be much in the land of the blind, and one-eyed man is king. You know?